Naofumi is a second-year college student and an otaku from Japan. One day, he heads out into the local library, and while browsing, a strange book falls onto his head. Naofumi suddenly gets engulfed by light and dropped into a completely different place. The people present celebrate that the summoning is a success, and Naofumi quickly notices that he has a shield attached to his arm. The sword hero's name is Ren, the spear is Motoyasu, and the bow is Itsuki. Apparently, there are special calamities called the waves, which appear after a certain amount of time has passed, tracked by the ancient dragon Hourglasses. The prophecy foretells that they need the 4 cardinal heroes to stop the waves. The heroes are then told about a status magic unique to them. They quickly realize that they are only level 1 and need to grow strong fast if they want to be able to combat the waves. At first, they consider forming a party together, but they are told that the cardinal weapons cannot work together except when fighting a wave. So the 4 of them will each have to form a party of their own. Talking among each other, they figure out this world is similar to a game they have all played, except for Naofumi. In that game, the shield hero is the weakest, so nobody wants to play as one. Unfortunately, the next day there is no one willing to join Naofumi's party. Just as Naofumi is about to give up hope, a beautiful red-haired lady named Mine offers to join him. Mine shows Naofumi around town, leading him to a popular blacksmith's shop. There he meets the shop's owner named Elhart. When Naofumi tries to buy himself a weapon, the legendary shield prevents him from using it. It turns out that the heroes can use no other weapons but the cardinal ones assigned to them. Naofumi and Mine go out to fight monsters in order to grow stronger. While he has no problems taking the attacks of the small balloon-like monsters they run into, his own attacks are lacking, and it takes him a while to defeat them compared to other heroes. By allowing his shield to absorb the items dropped by the monsters, he starts unlocking new forms and abilities for it. After a hard day of fighting monsters, the 2 of them return to Elhart's shop to get some more gear. Mine convinces Naofumi to buy her a lot of expensive stuff, so they will be able to tackle more powerful monsters tomorrow. Once Naofumi wakes up, he is surprised to find that all of his gear, apart from the shield stuck to his arm, is missing. He rushes to Mine's room, but before he can enter, he is surrounded and captured by a bunch of soldiers. They bring him before the king, where Mine and the other 3 heroes are already waiting. Mine tells everyone that Naofumi got drunk and sexually assaulted her during the night. Since they need him to get strong and fight the waves, the king allows Naofumi to leave, but not before ensuring that the news about his actions are spread through the kingdom. Having nothing left to his name, Naofumi starts heading towards the exit of the city. The citizens are steering clear of him due to the rumors they heard. Elhart happens upon him and pulls him to the side with the intent to beat him up. But once he notices Naofumi's expression, he changes his mind. Looking at the state Naofumi is in, Elhart gives him a green cloak to cover up and provide some protection. Naofumi immediately heads out into the fields and takes his frustration out on the same balloon-like monsters he fought the day before. After gathering a bunch of items from them, he returns to the city to sell them. Since the merchants have heard the rumors about him, the one he comes up to tries to rip him off. But Naofumi embraces the evil persona they pinned on him and threatens the merchant with balloon monsters, which he smuggled into the city by hiding them underneath the cloak. Thanks to that, he is able to get a fair price, and with the coins he visits Elhart, paying him back for the cloak. While wandering through the nearby forest, Naofumi stumbles upon healing herbs that he saw being sold in the city. Thanks to the power of his shield, he is able to increase the quality of herbs he gathers. This allows him to get a lot more coins when selling them back in the city. Since the day he got betrayed by Mine, all food has lost its flavor to him. While eating a tasteless meal in a tavern, Naofumi is approached by 3 adventurers. They want to join his party, but it is clear from the start that they have ulterior motives. Unfortunately for them, he is more than capable of repelling their attack thanks to his strong defense and hidden balloon monsters. It is evident to him that his defense is great, but he severely lacks any offensive capabilities, and because his attack is weak, he cannot take out stronger monsters. And since he cannot take out stronger monsters, he cannot grow stronger. While trying to think of a solution to the loop he is stuck in, a shady-looking short man with a top hat approaches him. He tells Naofumi that he can provide him with companions that can never betray him. Introducing himself as a slave trader of Balukas, he shows Naofumi his collection of slaves, explaining that slaves have a strong curse placed upon them, which prevents them from acting against their master's wishes. Naofumi notices that many of the slaves appear and not be human. Balukas elaborates about the demi-humans who look similar to humans but have some animalistic features, and beastmen, who look almost like animals and are usually stronger. While browsing through the selection, Naofumi finds a demi-human that catches his eye, a sick-looking little raccoon girl. Balukas suggests a different slave, as he predicts that the raccoon girl does not have long left to live, but Naofumi insists on buying her anyway. Once the contract is formed, Naofumi learns that her name is Raphtalia, and he quickly brings her to Elhart, where he buys some gear for her. By using the power of the slave crest, Naofumi forces Raphtalia to attack and kill one of the balloon monsters he is carrying around, telling her that fighting monsters like this one will be her role. Noticing that she is hungry, he brings her to a tavern where they have a meal together. She is surprised that he is buying food for her, as she is used to much harsher treatment. After fighting the balloon monsters for the rest of the day, Naofumi prepares some medicine for her to get rid of the sickness that she is afflicted with. The medicine works and she is able to sleep soundly, but suddenly she has a nightmare, remembering how her parents got killed by the monsters during the last wave. Naofumi comes to her side and comforts her, reassuring her that everything is okay. Time goes by and the two of them are working well together. One day they encounter a different monster in the forest. Unlike the balloons, this one has blood flowing through it, which makes Raphtalia reluctant to attack, since she's afraid of blood due to her trauma. While holding back the monster, Naofumi explains that he cannot fight on his own because he is bad at attacking. That is why he needs her. Since she does not want him to abandon her, she powers through and by pushing her fear aside manages to strike and kill the monster. The two of them travel to the village of Loot, where they learn that a nearby mine was abandoned in the last wave because of the monsters that moved into it. Wanting to get stronger and earn money quickly, Naofumi heads out with Raphtalia into the mine. While they are mining ores, a large monster sneaks up on them, and when Raphtalia spots it, it triggers a flashback to the death of her parents. Noticing what is going on, Naofumi quickly snaps her out of it by grabbing her and jumping away from the monster. But the monster chases after, forcing them into a battle. While Naofumi takes its attack and holds it in place, he orders Raphtalia to attack it. But the memory of her parents' death is keeping her paralyzed with fear, so much so that even the slave crest is unable to make her move. Seeing the state she is in, Naofumi tells her to run while he buys time. Determined to not lose Naofumi in the same way she lost her parents, she steals herself and charges the monster. Her attack makes the monster shift focus onto her, but Naofumi protects her, and the two of them are able to bring the monster down. With the monster defeated, Raphtalia rushes to Naofumi's side and gives him a big hug, asking him to never leave her alone. Days pass and the two of them are slowly getting stronger. Raphtalia has very quickly changed from a little girl into a young lady, but Naofumi still keeps thinking of her like a child, apparently failing to notice the difference. With the wave approaching, they pay a visit to the dragon Harglass in order to learn when exactly the wave will hit. There they run into the other three heroes. Mine gets irritated that Motoyasu is paying attention to a demi-human, but that does not stop him. He brings up the rumors about Naofumi, which only makes Naofumi grab Raphtalia and leave before he can say more. Raphtalia wonders what that was all about and what happened between him and the other heroes, but Naofumi refuses to give her an answer, thinking how no one believes him anyway. Moments before the wave hits, Raphtalia tries to reassure Naofumi that she will always be by his side because she is his sword, but he is too absorbed in his own troubled thoughts to notice her devotion. The moment the countdown to the wave ends, they are teleported to the location where it appeared. Noticing that the monsters are descending upon the village of Loot and the kingdom's soldiers will not make it in time, Naofumi takes Raphtalia to defend the villagers, instead of joining the other heroes who went after the boss monster of the wave. The two of them are able to help evacuate a lot of villagers, keeping their casualties to a minimum. While they are fighting the monsters in the village, the soldiers from the kingdom arrive and set the entire area on fire, wiping out the monsters but also engulfing Naofumi and Raphtalia with the flames. Naofumi protects Raphtalia, who becomes furious at the soldiers for hitting Naofumi with their attack, but before their argument can escalate, more monsters show up. Naofumi immediately jumps in to protect the soldiers while they get into formation, but instead of fighting, their commander orders them to leave the shield hero and join up with the other three. Another senior soldier is bothered by that decision, and upon seeing Naofumi and Raphtalia giving it their all to fight the monsters, he orders his unit to stay and support them. Eventually, the other three heroes bring down the boss monster, thinking how easy it was. This ends the wave just before the soldiers manage to join forces with them. The surviving villagers of Loot are truly grateful to Naofumi, but he barely even acknowledges their thanks. Upon returning to the castle, a banquet is held in their honor. Naofumi did not want to attend, but if he wanted the reward from the king, he had to come. Raphtalia is there with him, and she is in good spirits, trying to cheer him up after noticing he is in a bad mood. Suddenly, Motoyasu approaches Naofumi and challenges him to a duel. The news of Raphtalia being Naofumi's slave have spread, and he refuses to accept a hero using a slave, So if he wins the duel, he will have Raphtalia freed from the slave crest. Forced into the duel, Naofumi faces Motoyasu in the arena, with many spectators to witness their fight. The match quickly takes a surprising turn as Motoyasu is unable to overcome Naofumi's strong defense. Since Naofumi cannot use any weapons to attack, he starts covering Motoyasu with balloon monsters he snuck in, while tossing him around and trapping him inside of his protective abilities. When it looks like Motoyasu is about to lose, a sudden blast of magic hits Naofumi in the back, knocking him away. He sees it is none other than Mine who cast the spell, and while he is yelling at her, Motoyasu recovers and quickly strikes at Naofumi, piercing through his defenses and bringing him down. Naofumi tries to argue that the duel is invalid because Mine interfered, but apparently no one has noticed it. At that point, it is revealed that Mine is the king's daughter, which explains why no one from the audience is exposing her. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.